Now let's take a step back and look at what started this mess in West Asia, the original conflict between Israel and Palestine. Another blow was dealt to the Palestinians yesterday, this time at the United Nations. The UN Security Council held a vote yesterday on the question of Palestine's membership to the UN. 15 members of the Security Council voted like this.
Will those in favor of the draft resolution contained in document S/2024/312 please raise their hand? Okay, we've been recorded 12, right? Okay. Those against? Thank you. Abstentions?
Twelve Security Council members voted to allow Palestine to join. 2 members abstained. That's Britain and Switzerland. They chose not to vote. And 1 lone Security Council member rejected the resolution. That is the United States of America. So, of course, because of how the UN works, the resolution was rejected. The US used its veto and torpedoed Palestinian dreams of UN membership. After the veto, the US said this.
The United States continues to strongly support a 2-state solution. This vote does not reflect opposition to Palestinian statehood, but instead is an acknowledgement that it will only come from direct negotiations between the parties.
The US says it strongly supports a 2-state solution, but it seems that strength did not extend to UN membership. If the US had not vetoed the resolution, Palestine would have become the 194th permanent member of the United Nations. Now remember, this does not mean much, not on the ground anyway. UN membership would not have created a new country called Palestine. It would not have forced Israel to withdraw its troops from Gaza or even the West Bank for that matter. Nothing would have really changed on the ground, nothing other than a symbolic victory for the Palestinians, which they clearly knew.
This resolution naturally will not be the alternative for serious political negotiations that are time-bound to implement the 2-state solution or relevant Security Council and GA resolutions, and to resolve the pending issues between Palestinians and Israelis. However, this resolution will grant hope to the Palestinian people, hope for a decent life within an independent state.
The Palestinian representative said it was about hope, nothing else. But that isn't what the US believes. Israel did not believe it either. After the vote, Israel thanked the US for its veto and it criticized all the other Security Council members.
I explained how the Palestinian Authority does not meet even the basic criteria, that they have no authority over their territory, and that the Palestinian Authority is a terror-supporting entity.
Now, the Israeli representative mentioned something interesting. Palestine does not meet the basic criteria of statehood. They don't have any authority over their territory, which is true. This is a map of Israel and the Palestinian territories based on the 1967 borders. On the bottom left is Gaza. The Palestinian Authority does not control that. Gaza is ruled by Hamas. Then there is the other part of Palestine, the West Bank. It's called that because it is located on the west bank of the Jordan River. This is the territory that the Palestinian Authority governs, except it doesn't actually govern the area, not independently. The Palestinian Authority manages some affairs in just these regions. The rest of the area is administered by Israel. They have controlled this area since the 7th of June 1967. So technically, the Palestinian Authority is an authority only in name. That is why Israel says it does not meet the basic criteria of statehood, and that is true. There is no denying the reality. But here's the catch. This has not stopped the United Nations from recognizing a member before. The UN admitted Ukraine in 1945 when it was still part of the Soviet Union. It admitted Monaco in 1993, even though most of its governance was taken care of by France. So there's definitely a precedent. Palestine could have been made a member. It's not something the UN hasn't done before. Most countries think it is time to allow Palestine to have a seat at the table from across the world. About 140 countries have already recognized the state of Palestine. Almost all the countries are in Asia, Africa, and South America. India, Brazil, the Philippines, Poland. Almost everyone is on board. India supports Palestinian statehood. Only the West has not recognized Palestine yet.
We've been waiting since 1947, and we are in 2024. Admit us to membership. It's an investment in peace.
No matter how much the Palestinians plead, because the US holds disproportionate power at the United Nations, because it has a veto, Palestine will not become a UN member.